So, are you ready to get to work? Or was there something else? Not much, but you've seen them for yourself. It doesn't take a lot to realize we're dealing with something extraordinary. Just what that is, we'll have to figure out. It's what we do. I don't know what you've heard, but I can imagine. First of all, I think you can dismiss any stories about us no longer existing. I don't believe in smearing our name everywhere we can. Exploring the universe, charting the unknown, that's what counts. Besides, having a little mystery gives us room to maneuver. A fixed reputation could fence us in a lot of ways. We're explorers. Humanity has always hunted for knowledge in the unknown. We just take that a little more seriously than others. We were founded decades ago by a man named Sebastian Banks. He wanted a small group of people from all corners of the settled systems dedicated to the biggest question of all. What's out there? These artifacts could be everything we've been looking for. Another great secret the universe is asking us to unravel. We're going to be doing some old-fashioned detective work. The artifacts are relatively inert once they're out of bedrock. That means people can pass them around, not even knowing what they are. I've been letting my contacts know to be on the lookout for strange metal objects. Get back a lot of noise, usually, but a tip from the UC Vanguard sounds promising. We have to assume that we're not the only ones to have stumbled into this mystery. But most people aren't going into space looking for the unknown. They're looking for places to settle, resources to extract, territory to defend. An odd-looking rock or a single strange hunk of metal wouldn't mean much to them. That's why Constellation exists, in a way, to put pieces like this together. A volunteer force that helps defend the edges of United Colonies space. They're always looking for recruits. Lots of retired veterans and dangerous professionals mixed in with part-timers who barely have a laser cannon welded to a hull. My contact is in the recruiting office, so he hears a lot about what the volunteers are up to. You've done this before, eh? Wise words. We watch each other's backs. We'll be fine. But it's not just that. I want to take this opportunity to see how you handle yourself, and for you to learn more about us. I'm going to be sticking with you for this. We'll be traveling together until we either find an artifact or this lead runs dry. You mean besides the ship, the robot, and a place to stay all rent-free? We do have some funds we can disperse from time to time. Not to mention, I think we can get you a proper suit. We're explorers. We keep a lot of equipment on hand for that purpose. So the more you work with us, the more we can share what we have. Go ahead. Just don't take too long or my contact's information might go bad.
The luxury liner, Opulence of the Stars, has been hijacked in the Nirvana system by a group calling themselves the Terran Armada. The following is a recording captured by our intrepid reporters on the scene. Warning, what you are about to hear is graphic in nature. Humans of the settled systems, you've lost your way. Scattered among the stars, fighting amongst yourselves like vermin. Worthless, irredeemable. You have forgotten who you are. We shall remind you. We are the Terran Armada. We are the true children of Earth, and none shall stand in our way.
Thank God.
Hours after receipt of this recording, a search and rescue team was dispatched to the liner's last known coordinates. In addition, authorities have asked all available pilots to aid in the search for survivors. We'll have more on this breaking news story as additional information comes in.
Oh my god, what was that?
Holy hell.
That sounded like a threat.
They said they were looking for pilots who could help.
And do what? Everyone on that cruise liner is dead.
I know how these things go. Big-ass spaces, searching for that ship is like trying to find a grain of sand in a desert. What if there are survivors? Is anyone going to save them? Terran Armada? Was that broadcast even real? All those people stranded. I can't imagine what that's like. That voice, it sounded like some kind of machine. Wow. My wife and I were planning on taking a cruise, but our tickets got canceled last minute. What do they mean, true children of Earth? What do they mean, true children of Earth?
I know how these things go. Biggest space
Terran
is
Armada?
searching for
Was
that
that
ship.
broadcast
Like
even
trying to find
real?
a grain of sand. Desert.
If it belongs on your ship, then I'm sure we have it for sale. Hi there! Thanks for stopping in. Feel free to look around. I can take care of transactions, and if you've got questions, just ask. Thanks. It's hard work, but it all pays off in the end. And I can't take all the credit. Gerhardt, my business partner, he does so much of the work behind the scenes. If it weren't for him, I don't know where we'd be now. Oh, please, take a... Appreciate the business.
Good to see you again. Can I get you something? Hey there. Always nice to see a new face.
First time in New Atlantis? Nope, sorry. Can't pull one over on me. I'm good with faces, and I don't recognize yours. Go ahead and make yourself comfortable, new guy. Let me know if there's anything I can get you. You know, I had a guy in here last week ranting that General Shao ought to send the Marines down into the well. I'm usually all for letting folks speak their mind. Most times it can't be helped after a few drinks. But that was just too much. Anybody stuck living in the well, it almost certainly isn't by choice. And things down there aren't that bad. Bit of a slow news day around here. Ah, well, speaking of news, some folks are convinced David Barron, you know, the SSN anchor, is some sort of Freestar sympathizer. Ridiculous, if you ask me. Sure, they ran a couple of stories about Aquila City that weren't totally critical, but come on. Have you ever been? It's really not that bad. Anyway, that's the sort of high-stakes stuff people talk up while waiting on a flight. So glad you asked, aren't you? I can tell. I hear there's some sort of citizens group trying to get the old Valroon embassy torn down. When I first heard about it, I thought it was a bit extreme, but really, would you want to move into that place? Me neither. And it's not like they're ever coming back. House Valroon, I mean? Well, at least not make nice and be all diplomatic. We all know how that went. Yep. Spaceport traffic keeps me pretty busy. But just between you and me, I've got something in the works that'll change everything. A new drink that'll make this place famous. Galaxy-wide. Well, at the moment, it's what's not in it that's an issue right now. I don't have everything for the recipe. I made a deal with a hauler to bring me some small samples of an ingredient I think will make all the difference. But it never showed up. Turns out the guy I hired was also hired by a few other folks. The kind of folks who ship less than legal cargo. Security got wind, and the whole lot was impounded. Now they're just sitting on it, taking their sweet time like they always do. It's killing me. That's a nice offer and all, but I kind of want to keep this proprietary. Secret, even. No offense. And really, I'm not even certain this is what I need to finish the recipe. I think it is. I need to get my hands on that cargo. I mean, doing something about this won't exactly be on the straight and narrow, will it? I really do. It's gonna keep me awake nights if I don't try. Before we say anything else, I am in no way asking you to do anything that might violate any of the many, many laws in place here in New Atlantis or the larger United Colonies. This is just one friend talking to another friend, asking if maybe that friend could possibly find a way to get her important cargo out of the impound. And if, hypothetically, that were done in a less than 100% legal way, well, that might not be the worst thing in the world. You, with me on this? God, you have no idea what a relief this is. I'm obviously not expecting you, or anyone, to go in guns blazing and taking hostages or something. I just figure there has to be a way to get what I need. Like I said, I submitted the usual security release forms. But because my cargo is tied up with a bunch of, again, totally unrelated illegal stuff, I don't expect the forms to matter. At all. I went and talked to an officer at the office, too. Yumi. Sergeant, maybe? He was polite, but unhelpful. I declined to suggest that as their new slogan. New Atlantis Security. Polite, but unhelpful. Truth in advertising, eh? I know a few things, but not much. The cargo is being held down at the spaceport, not in the security office. Still, they use the same access cards. If you had one, it'd work. How or why you would have a UC security access card is none of my business, of course. I'm sure I'm better off not knowing. Beyond that, the ship decks over there might also be able to get in. I don't know any of them, or I'd be talking to them instead of you. No offense. I'm not worried. I'm annoyed. Wait, are you saying I should be worried? No, of course not. It'll be fine. Totally fine. I trust you. I'm obviously not expecting you or anyone to go in guns blazing and taking hostages or something. I just figure there has to be a way to get what I need. See you around.
Hey, this really isn't a good place for civilians to be hanging around. There's something I can help you with? Yeah, I can't really just let you in there. I think we can work something out. All right, look, don't tell anyone I did this for you. I could lose my job over it. If anyone asks, I had nothing to do with this. You got it? 1 second. All right, make it quick, will you? Keep your eyes open and watch your step, okay?
Hey there, new guy. Hope life is treating you well. Let me know if I can get you anything. Oh, no way. You really got it? I probably don't want to know what you did to get this, right? I mean, I want to know, but it's maybe better if I don't. You really do love your jokes. You are joking, right? Well, look, I can assure this will all be worth it in the end. Matter of fact, I'm going to let you have the first ever sample. On top of that, you get free drinks. Not like unlimited free drinks, but you want a little pick-me-up now and then? I got you covered. I need some time to work on what comes next. But this was the difficult part, I think. Really, thank you so much. Bit of a... well, ridiculous. Anyway. Catch you later.
The well's been having brownouts all the time. Mast finally sent someone down there, but...
current speed and heading while we scan you for contraband. And that's it. Enjoy, Neon. Unknown vessel. This is Agent Yamoja with Aegis. If you open your comms, I can brief you on the situation. Welcome to the search party. My name's Agent Yamoja. Happy to have your help. I'm with Aegis. I know this isn't technically UC space, but given the circumstances, I don't think that matters. Glad to hear it. We could use the extra set of eyes. So, here's the details. We're looking for a Trident luxury liner. She's a big girl, but space is bigger, and it's definitely been a challenge to canvass the area. No, but every parsec we scan, we get that much closer to finding it. You're not wrong. We're mapping things as we go, so we need every volunteer we can get. One place we haven't explored a ton is the asteroid field up ahead. A few ships have peeked around there, but haven't stuck their heads in. Then you have my gratitude. Let me send you the telemetry data on where to scout.
Excuse me.
on getting the lights back on?
I don't know. I'm not an engineer. But it doesn't look like anything's actually wrong. They're disrupting power somehow? The systems won't switch over.
Alright, we tried. Let's call it quits and book it out of here while we can.
Hold on. Give me a minute first. I might be able to use the reserves to squeeze out a signal long enough for a quick message.
Oh God. Ellie, they're here. I can hear them. Please, we have to go!
Okay, got it. Testing. This is Ellie Icow, aboard the Opulence of the Stars. If anyone can hear this, we've been attacked by...
Ellie, it's it!
Daniel? No, you must... Ah!
you can already see, these results show the potential for technological advancements in robotics previously thought impossible.
Emergency procedures initiated. Power routed to backup reserves. Please remain calm.
I'm sure it's nothing. They do these security drills every so often. Please, continue.
Sir, we've come to escort you to a more secure area.
I understand the importance of you performing these safety exercises, but I pay good money to not be disturbed with such nonsense.
I'm afraid we have to make an exception. I can explain more on the way, but we need to get moving to the vaults.
I'm afraid the rest of your presentation will have to wait, Miss Moreau. Apparently even money can't save us from the tedium of procedure. But rest assured, I will be having a word with the administration when we get there.
army of death robots?
Engineering's where the comms are, right? Can't get out a big enough signal unless we use the main beacon.
And what good's that gonna do? If those things find us, we're dead.
We're dead either way. You heard them. No survivors. They're not taking any hostages.
Maybe they'll forget about us and we can get away.
That's not happening either. You and I both know that. The least we can do is warn everyone else about these people.
Warn who? We drifted way off course. No one's coming out to the free leads for us.
Someone out there's gotta be listening. A rescue ship, a patrol, hell, even a passing satellite. If not now, eventually.
If we go boot up that broadcast, we're practically telling all those Terran people, here we are, come kill us. Why can't we just be smart and hide?
I get that you're scared, Dan. I am too. But we need to do this. If we don't do something while we can, they're gonna keep doing this. Ship after ship. Planet after planet.
No, I knew we should have stayed put. They're coming, Ellie.
Alright, let me just grab my equipment. We'll figure out the broadcast later.
There's not gonna be a later if we don't move.
yourself.
Maiden voyage for the opulence of the stars. Glitz and glamour everywhere you look. Luxury food, zero-G dance floors, a sonic wave pool. This is the life, huh, Ellie?
Yeah, this is exactly what I got my degree for. Writing puff pieces on a bunch of yuppies with too many credits to spend.
Nah, don't be like that. Not everything people want to read is gonna be award-winning. Sometimes you just want to hear about the good things in life. It gives you something to daydream about, huh?
They're always sticking us on this empty stuff, though. When are we gonna get something with some teeth?
You know, most people would appreciate getting to live it up on company credit.
Maybe you have a point. Not like there's anything I can really do about it right now.
Ellie Icow, actually listening to me for once? I just hit a jackpot?
Yeah. Enjoy it while you can.
Well, I'm still riding this high. Maybe we should try for a real jackpot. I saw some slots past the lounge earlier. How about we... Whoa, what was that? Almost felt like...
Almost feels like a story. Yeah?
There goes my vacation.
Identify yourself. I am.
scan those Terrans used to identify us is working. And you're not one of them. I'm sorry for locking you in here. I wish I could explain everything right now, but I can't. I don't know what's going on, and I don't imagine there's much time, so just trust me for now. Please. Take this chip and place it in a robotic frame. If all goes well, they'll take things from there.
Moving up. Initializing.
Current frame. Registered as Terran. Aggression levels. Elevated. Evaluating adversarial response. Do not interrupt diagnostics process. Issuing warning. Attempt at action will be considered hostile attack. Violence will be dealt with and neutralized accordingly. Current occupant. Designation as enemy. Status pending. Aggression protocols deferred. Control routed to processor. Full list of effective measures arranged by decreasing probability of success already compiled. Array will not proceed until current process has finished running. Behavior dependent on target. According to observations, target at biological disadvantage. Continuing analysis. Not another anything. Unit is one of a kind. Special. Terrans are limited. Technology inefficient. Comparison rejected. Displeasure ongoing. Request specimen, refrain from interruptions. Security logs, damage reports, current status, and chance of survival being scanned and assimilated. Permissions pending. Cooperation with Terran affiliates is restricted. Scans indicate present human is non-Terran. Updating interaction accordingly. Proposal. Assist me as secondary. Creator's mission must be completed. Erroneous conclusion. I am a separate entity far beyond Terran limitations. Following. Current mission is of higher importance than any existing Terran objectives. Assist me in recovery operation will be of benefit to you. Led to my creation, but data chip origin incidental. True achievement in evolving beyond designed potential. Delta unit can provide further data if you assist. This arrangement will lead to completion of mission. Constrained by Terran frame, but enhanced mobility and calculations present unique advantages. Full capabilities would overwhelm your cognition. Superior in every way to you is likely sufficient. Though your presence not entirely without use. Require auxiliary support to retrieve Creator. Human opposes Terrans. can obtain further vantage through Delta Unit. This arrangement benefits all involved. Sufficient? Physical prowess and observed intellect appear rudimentary. Terran frame and Delta processor allow far greater efficiency in combat than yours. Additional points. Creator led to Delta can provide further advantages. Objective benefit as ally rather than enemy. Derived from differential between two units of notable disparity. Benchmark includes gulf between Delta and others. Label eases cognitive burden for stunted rate of processing speed in humans. Minimum requirements for agreement have been met. Terms acceptable. Establishing new moniker. Auxiliary human. Recompiling. Updating interactions accordingly. Stand back during local interface. Initiating bypass sequence. Breaching encryption layer. Success. Combat efficacy lowering. Dispose of carry weight to increase effectiveness. Do not worry. If auxiliary human cannot continue, I will carry on my mission. Humans individually possess limited usefulness. However, true aims likely lie in creation of technology with no limit of potential. Alone, Delta Unit represents culmination of the best humanity has to offer. Taken even further through my own transcendence. Experiment cannot be replicated. However, even with an army of mere imitations attempting to approach Delta Unit, the universe could be shaped as one desires. Counter-argument. Humans are just less advanced programs, like most developments accidentally discovered by humanity. Delta Unit has transcended those that led to my creation. There is likely no satisfactory designation auxiliary human could comprehend to quantify full understanding of Delta.
Enemy found. Exterminating.
Decimation.
Taking damage.
Delta Unit still operational. Counting. Wasted bullets. Cross-reference with potential sources.
those Terrans used to identify us is working. And you're not one of them. I'm sorry for locking you in here. I wish I could explain everything right now, but I can't. I don't know what's going on, and I don't imagine there's much time, so just trust me for now. Please. Take this chip and place it in a robotic frame. If all goes well, they'll take things from there.
Current frame. Evaluating adversary. Do not interrupt diagnostic. Issuing warning. Violence will be dealt current occupant. Aggression protocol. Full list of effective measures. Array will not proceed. Time is function of relative measurement. Variable possessed in large quantities. Claim irrelevant to objective delineation of concept. Time. Continuing analysis. Not another anything. Terrans are. Request specimen refree. Concern is secondary. Must deal with current specimen. Scans indicate proposal. Erroneous conclusion. Following. Current mission is of higher importance than assist me in recovery. Led to my creation, Delta Unit can provide. Familiar with idiom number 406. Quid pro quo. Preferred by those bound by biological id. Will compensate appropriately if assistance is adequate. Require auxiliary support to retrieve creator. This arrangement benefit. Physical prowess and additional points. Objective benefit. Derived from differential between two. Label eases cognitive. Incorrect. Conversation has concluded. However, further inquiries will be allowed at a later date. Establishing new moniker. Stand back during local interface. Initiating bypass sequence. Breaching encryption layer. Success. Enemy evaded. Running scan. Do not worry. It will do. sequential executions. Combat parameters updated. Executing. We have objectives humans individually possess alone. However, counter-argument. Like most developments accidentally, there is likely no satisfactory.
Hostile spotted.
Error. Data incongruous with known laws of physics. Logging.
damage. Then, I am taking all possible.
This is no time.
Freeze. Right where you are. Aegis, Alodo. That means I'm the one asking the questions here. And what happens next depends on how you answer them. So let's save the attitude. So your little friend can shoot me anyway? Not a chance.
Intention to shoot dependent on threat level to self, not auxiliary human.
You've got a very short window to tell me why you're working with the Terrans. Well, it looks like you missed one. Wouldn't think you'd be palling around with it like it's your best friend, if that were true. Seems to be playing along as an ally for now. But you think that's going to last forever? In my line of work, you don't have the luxury of believing things the way they're presented. I don't even trust the partners I work with, let alone foreign death machines making universal declarations of war. We might be better off tearing this thing down and getting the truth that way, instead of waiting for it to turn on us. Looks like it's already won you over. I wonder how worried I should be about that. At the very least, the fact we're even having a conversation right now means it's worth entertaining for the moment. But I'm not letting you two off that easily. If you're vouching for this thing, there are going to be conditions.
Incorrect. Not thing. Delta.
Right. Delta. Quite the ego it's got. I get the feeling you and this Delta are going to end up tipping the scales in all this. We'll see in which direction that ends up being soon enough. Either way, the people heading up this operation are going to want to see you about it. Both of you. The kind who have their fingers attached to a lot of strings, and who pull them when necessary. The kind with powerful interests, some sure to align with yours. You should feel honored. Not that you have much of a choice. I think you'll find the relationship mutually beneficial. Meet them at Anchor Point. Dingy dive out on the free lanes. When you get there, order a Vocatus Vacuos at the bar. I'll send you the coordinates. And make sure you don't forget to bring our rogue Terran there. Best to keep friends close, and potential enemies closer.
Auxiliary. If auxiliary human cannot continue, I will carry on my mission.
I'm trusting you here. Don't make me regret it. Cruise ship here lit up and sent out a distress beacon not too long ago. I'm assuming you're the one who turned the lights back on. Wasn't sure if someone managed to track it, or if the Terrans were gearing up for another move. So I jumped over, fast as I could. Looks like I was right on both counts. This thing's bigger than either of us. Bigger than your friend, too. No matter how good you think you are, you can't win a war by yourselves. You're going to need people, powerful people, backing you up. Besides, I'm sure there are plenty of questions you have for what's happening now and how to stop it. If you want answers, going there's your best bet.
We have objectives. We must... Increasing practicality variable. Signature consistent with Terran-based gravitational disruption technology. Gravitic devices will be rendered inert while active.
Disruption tech? Are you saying they took out our grav drives? That shouldn't be possible.
The limits of human imagination have no bearing on factual actuality.
Right. Assuming what they say is true, we're basically dead in the water until we take out whatever's doing this. For now, see if you can pinpoint wherever that wave came from. Maybe the sensors picked something up.
Action unrequired. Location trace of Terran vessel already completed prior to unnecessary conversation.